Okay, so a form.php file. Open in PHP tag, we check if post is present. Okay, now we create an array called expected, and we simply list the fields which we are expecting to receive via post. So full name and email. Okay, then we create a validation array. Now this validation array will contain basically the warning messages for our fields. So full name index will have please provide your full name, comma, comma. Then we have email. This one will have please provide your valid email address. And that's it for this one. Then we have errors, empty array. We'll simply collect all problems here. And output array. We won't be using output array. If you decide later on to do something with this data, which I'm assuming you will, then obviously you will be able to populate all these valid submitted information from within this array. Okay, so now we do a for each loop, and we're going to be looping through our expected array as key. And the first thing we're going to be doing is we check if array key exists, and it's our key inside of the post array. Else, if it hasn't been found in our post array, then we are adding the validation message together with the key to our errors array. So errors with a key equals validation with our key as well. Basically, this key, because obviously we're looping through expected full name, if it hasn't been found in our post, then pass this full name to our array, errors array, and populate the message assigned to the same key, and obviously assign this to the specific key inside of the errors array. Okay, so that's when it doesn't exist, and if it does, then obviously we check in if empty post with our key. Basically, if the value was empty, do something else, do something else. If it was empty, then we simply copy this error because we do exactly the same. We add this to the errors array. Otherwise, we add this to the output array key, and we simply put post key, which basically gives us the value of the from that field, specific field. Okay, so we're looping through all these expected keys. Now we simply check if is an empty errors array. That means that obviously there are some problems. Else, we're gonna do something else. First, let's deal with the problems. So we create array, and we put the first key will be error, and the status will be true. So we have a problem here. There is an error, and the fields key will have all our errors assigned to it. We can copy this entire thing. Else, error will be false, and instead of fields, we're going to have message. We can actually create this message here, which will be, let's put it within the h3 tag. You have successfully subscribed to our newsletter. You obviously can put whatever suits you most here. And now let's pass this message as a second argument of our array. Okay, right at the end, once we've got this array created, simply echo Json Encode, because we're passing this to our as As you may remember, if we go to functions.js, you can see the data type is JSON, so we have to pass the array here, JSON formatted. We pass our array, which is the response, and that's everything in our form. Obviously, if we're talking about real life situation, you would obviously want to process the fields here. So let's put here some process form. So let's say you want to mail it to someone or do whatever else. You can add it in, insert all the information to the database. Basically, this is the successful part of this form.